your business. Now, specifically, info product and coaching businesses. Principles can be applied to other businesses, but for the most part, it is targeted at info product businesses. Now, the easiest way to generate more leads and, in fact, generate more sales for your business is to actually improve the conversion rates on your landing page. A lot of people focus on, oh, we need a new offer, we need a new webinar, we need more ads, more creatives. But one of the easiest ways to double the leads is to just double the conversion rates on the landing page. In fact, most people mess around and they're getting like a 20% conversion rate on the landing page or their opt-in page, when they should just put the time and energy in increasing that from 20 to 30. And that's like what, a 30 to 20 to, that's like a 50% increase in leads. And it's the easiest way to do it. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do it today. Now, another thing that most people mess up is that they focus on trying to do crazy, like information-driven landing pages. They're putting like about me's, they're putting testimonials, they're putting videos, they're putting all this crap on the landing page, and it's actually hurting conversions. Landing pages, and I'm not going to go into the psychology around landing pages, there's another video on this channel for that. But landing pages and opt-in pages are there to create curiosity. The only purpose is to get someone curious enough that they opt in and want the information on the other side. What most people do, they put so much friggin' information on the opt-in page that someone has to spend 10 minutes just to read through all the info. And guess what? If someone is looking at their phone whilst they're driving, whilst they're on public transport, whilst they're walking, they don't have 10 free focused minutes to actually read the info on the landing page. So what are they going to do? They're going to click, they're going to see all the information, they're going to see the video, they're going to see all the testimonials. They don't have enough time to read through it all. They're going to be overwhelmed and they're going to exit out without converting. If you just had one solid headline and potentially a sub-headline and a button that says get info, then that is going to convert 99% of the time more effectively than some long drawn out landing page with lots of information, videos, etc., etc. So I'm going to show you the small things that move the needle the most and how to increase your leads and sales from this. So these are essentially all we do for our clients. These are the only real things that we split test. There are other stuff, but these are the main needle movers. And I'm going to show you exactly how we do that. So the headline is usually based or created by two things. It is either benefit/desire based, or it is fear and or frustration based, or it's a combination of the two. It can be talking about the benefits of what you're teaching, the desires that your ideal customer wants, or it can be talking about the fears of your ideal customer or the frustrations, right? And then typically after that, you may or may not have a subheadline. So we generally split test these different things and only these things on the landing page. We split test the benefits we're using and talking about, the fears we're identifying, and whether we have a subhead or not. Now, the key here, and I'm going to show you exactly examples of this and how you can use it in your own business, but the important thing is to be strategic. If you have got a landing page, you don't want to then be like, okay, let's test a new benefit, a different frustration, and let's add a subheadline. Because you're changing three variables at once. And if you change three variables at once, if the performance of the landing page increases or decreases, you have no friggin' idea why. If you just change, okay, we're going to change the benefit that we use from make money fast to make a lot of money, super basic example, don't obviously use that. But if we're talking about the amount of money they make or the speed in which they make it, we split test that. We keep the fear the same, we keep the subheadline the same, but we split test what benefit we're using or which desire we're appealing to. And then you can make a decision after you've run enough traffic through that landing page to be like, okay, the making money fast worked better than making a gazillion dollars. Maybe our audience doesn't want to make a gazillion dollars. Maybe they just want to make 10K a month in 30 days. Right? So you can split test like that. But again, I want to emphasize, you've got to be strategic and you can only change one variable at a time. So this is essentially a few different headlines that we can use to split test, right? And these are basically the 4 main formulas you can use. There are different formulas, of course, but these are the 4 main ones, and some of them you would have heard before. So let's run through them quickly, and then I'll show you examples. So how to achieve X without Y. So this is very simply how to achieve benefit or desire without fear or frustration. Very, very simple. This is, again, kind of similar. So how to achieve X in Z days. So now we're putting a time frame on it. So we're saying how to achieve desire in time frame of days without fear or frustration, right? So now we're putting a time frame on it so they can see that it's tangible. Another example is how I used A. So A is basically a unique mechanism, whatever you're teaching, how I used A to achieve desire in Z days without fear or frustration. And this is a sub-headline, by the way, the one on the second line. And then we've got another example here. Let's bold these. How I used A, so how I use unique mechanism to achieve desire in time frame of days, and then B. So B is basically the second benefit, or basically the next benefit that they will receive after the initial benefit. Okay, and I'm going to show you an example to show you exactly what that looks like. So let's see now if we've got... Perfect. Okay, so this is one of Alex Becker's ads for his, I think it's for a VSL for his YouTube coaching program. So you can see here, and we'll just run through them. So how to achieve X without Y. So we could have had one headline where it's like, and he's got it a bit here. So it's like how to scale a new course to 6 figures without JVs, a following, or even an existing list / business. So that could be one headline that we split test, and we can just have a button and a CTA button. That would be it. You don't necessarily need bullets. We have no subheadline. We have no time frame. We have no unique mechanism. We just have how to scale a new course to 6 figures without JVs, a following, or even existing list or business, right? Then we could split test how to achieve X in Z days without Y. So again, the only difference here, we're using the same benefit, we're using the same frustration, but we're adding in a time frame to see which converts better. So that could be the first split test that we do. So it would be how to scale a new course to 6 figures in 30 days without JVs, a following, or even existing list or business. And you would split test that for a given period. Once enough traffic has gone through the split test, you can determine then, well, did the time frame increase conversions or did it decrease conversions? And then you take the winner and you split test it with something else. So example 3 is adding in a unique mechanism. Now let's say, for example, here, example 2.1, adding in the time frame Z days actually increase conversions. So we made this the winner, and then we make a new split test. Again, everything's exactly the same, but this time we added in a unique mechanism. So you can see here, how I use Google Ads and a 45-minute PowerPoint. So this is the unique mechanism to scale a new course to 6 figures in 30 days without JVs, a following, or even an existing list, right? And this can be the subheadline. And then we would run that split test, and then we would pick the winner. Now, let's say, for example, the unique mechanism won. That increased the conversion rate. So then we can do another one where instead of using without a frustration, we add a secondary benefit. Now, I'll show you what this is, and then I'll explain when we use it. So, and it's what he's done here. How I use Google Ads and a 45-minute PowerPoint to scale a new course to 6 figures in 30 days, and then scale to 8 figures in the next 90. So it's unique mechanism, benefit, time frame, secondary / future benefit. There's no actual pain point or frustration in his headline. Why is this? So the main reason he's done this is because he is targeting, with this program, it's a high ticket, like 6K program. He's targeting existing successful business owners, and he's basically teaching them how to scale to 8 figures, right? Now, when you're speaking to a higher level business owner, they are more motivated by gain than loss. So if he would have put here without experiencing tech overwhelm or building a large team or something like that, well, his type of business owner isn't scared around tech because they've probably already scaled, they're already, successful, they've already made a lot of money using online business. So they're probably not fearful of tech, even if they don't love it. And they're probably not scared of building a big team because they've probably already built a team. So they know that they can find solutions to those problems. Even if the individual isn't very techy, even if the individual doesn't love coaching and leading people, they know if they're at a certain level of an entrepreneur, they already know that they can find solutions to those problems. What they're really motivated by is the gain on the other side. Whereas if you're speaking to a complete beginner who wants to learn how to sell a course, then they would, instead of saying and scale to 8 figures in the next 90 days, that's very overwhelming for them. They're not going to want to do that. Even though it sounds sexy, in their mind, they're not motivated by scaling to 8 figures. They just want to make freaking 5K a month to quit the job, right? But they don't know how to do it. So in this case, we wouldn't say, and then scale to 8 figures. It would be without building a complex funnel or spending any money on ads. Right? So again, the lower level entrepreneur, and I don't mean that in a bad sense, it's just the level where they are in business. The lower level is motivated by pain and fear. The upper level isn't. Because again, if it said, and without having to spend money on ads, well, the successful entrepreneur isn't probably scared of, they'll spend money on ads if it's profitable. They're not scared about spending money. But the issue is that the lower level person would be. So that's why the nuance, and it depends which type of person you're speaking to. Higher level people motivated by more gain. So that's why we try and then be. Lower level people motivated more by fear and loss. And therefore that's why typically having a without why works better. So I guarantee if you have a funnel right now that's going to cold traffic, and you take your landing page through this split test process, and depending how much traffic you're driving on a daily/weekly basis, you can split test this stuff in a matter of months or weeks. I will guarantee that if you take them through this process, and obviously compliance, obviously understand compliance when it comes to running ads and landing pages and what you can and can't say with timeframes and stuff. But if you use this process and you split test this over a period of 4 to 8 weeks, I guarantee you will generate a shit more leads. I guarantee for most of you, you will probably double your opt-in rate, and therefore you should, all things being equal, double your sales. Because again, once you get to this point, then you can start split testing the name of the unique mechanism. So maybe here, instead of calling it a 45-minute PowerPoint, maybe he changes it to something different. He maybe doesn't have to reference Google Ads. Maybe he changes it to something else. Right? Obviously, you can't lie, but maybe he doesn't call it Google Ads. How I used a unique traffic source and a 45-minute PowerPoint, right? He could say something like this, and he's changed the name of the unique mechanism. Right? Or it's how I use Google Ads and a simple PowerPoint to scale, right? So instead of 45-minute, he uses the word simple. Or basic, he's changing the unique mechanism. And then once you've got the formula correct, then you start split testing the individual areas and then achieve X in Z days. So again, you could split test this instead of 30 days, say 45 days or 60 days. Maybe one of those works better. Scale a new course to 6 figures. Again, maybe you could do this, scale a new course to 10K a month. Effectively the same benefit, but maybe 10K a month feels more realistic for the new person who is starting rather than 6 figures, right? So again, you can mess around with the benefit, the time frame, and then obviously the without. You can change this to multiple different things. And you can do that as an ongoing process. So there's 2 ways you can do it. Number one, you can start by split testing the individual areas. And then once you've got the best individual areas, then you can start to move on to the formula, or you can nail the formula first and then start split testing the individual areas after that.